Maker's breath. It's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
Sir Calthrian's death is a waste, truly. But I suppose it could not be helped. I fear that my escape will make matters worse. Now that he cannot use me to support his claim on Merrick's throne, he may resort to drastic measures to stay in power. I doubt he will say anything publicly, at least until he has a better idea what to expect. You have only just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage. Few elves accompanied the army. They should have little reason to be upset, which means that Hau and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
A useful lead, Honora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as Hau's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Erlina to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the Landsmeet. But you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need me. I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough. And decent, but even with his blood, he is no king. You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite your claims. I am a neutral party, and I am already queen.
Honora, you are indeed Kaelin's widow, but...
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years? Kaelin. I am what this country needs, not an untrained king who does not even want the throne. I can help you stop my father. Consider what I have said. For now, I think I will retire to my room. Warden, when you have a moment, I ask that you speak to me in private.
Well, she's quite spirited. I remember when Loghain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Galen was a good boy, but Honora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her eyelashes. I cannot help thinking she may be trouble, but we should keep her close, all the same. This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united against Loghain. Be careful how much trust you place in her. I do not for a moment think Honora means to give up her power easily. Still, I would rather have her where we can watch her than actively working for Loghain. We certainly have a great deal to plan. Maker knows what that man is capable of now. Of course, if I might make a suggestion, go speak with Honora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy, and the sooner we know which she is, the better.
I'm glad you made it safely away. I hear Hau's death has already brought no small amount of cheer to the city. We went through our joining together, more years ago than I like to remember. He was exactly the same back then, tough as stone and just as grizzled. I think he understood sooner than the rest of us how ugly a choice it is to let the few be sacrificed to protect the many. Always left himself a soft spot for his recruits, though. Only where he ever let himself down. Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself. Be firm in your beliefs, protect people from their own ignorance, and be as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their deaths. It was near 1200 years ago, and no one knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Ander soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tevinter themselves. They were the first ones to track down the archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, although none survived the battle. But they had picked up followers by then, and it was they who formally founded the Order, and were recognized by Thedas. The important thing to remember is, none of that matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all costs.
Hello again, Warden. It is good that you came to speak with me. I will be blunt. I can see that your voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be stopped, but once that is done, Ferelden will need a ruler. I would welcome your support for my throne. That is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the Landsmeet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Ferelden, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens. In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot. He is my father, as well as a great general, who has served his nation well until now. If there is a way for him to live, I would prefer it. I am glad to hear it. In the end, it will be up to the Landsmeet to decide, I think. Does that affect your decision? Can we yet come to an arrangement? Ignoring that the man looks so much like Cailan, my recently dead husband, if you'll recall, my main fear is that he might govern like Cailan as well. And are you so truly eager to pawn the lad off on me anyway? I rather got the sense that you two might be. That is how my own marriage to Cailan began. It still became more, in time. This doesn't bother you. I see. So be it then. Alistair does have Therin blood. It is the one thing I do not have, truth be told. A union might be considered a compromise, but is this something Alistair even desires? Let me say this. If Alistair is willing to stand back and allow me to continue governing the nation, then I would be willing to have him as my king. It is my understanding that governing does not appeal to him anyhow. If that is so, this is a compromise I can live with. Do so. I will be interested to hear what he has to say.
My lady, she will be forever grateful, Warden.
So I'm guessing someone told Honora I was planning to steal her throne. She has a nasty glare. Did anyone mention this wasn't my idea? I think she's a great queen. As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to it. Really? Whatever will give you that idea? Well, it's nice that you think so. What do you think I should do? Go ahead and be king, just to let it happen? Marry her? As in marriage, as in be her husband? You've spoken to her about this? You did, didn't you? Why would you do that? What about us? Ah. I didn't mean... All right. I understand. Why do you think I should do this then? Tell me. Maybe you're right. I hate it when you're right. Go ahead then. Tell her I'll do it if it comes to that. Now excuse me while I go have a small heart attack somewhere. No big deal, right?
Well, have you spoken to my lucky betrothed yet? Or will we be reduced to passing notes? He has? I wasn't expecting that, to tell you the truth. To marry Kaelin's brother. Well, I suppose stranger things have happened. If it will truly help matters... Is this it then? I agree to marry Alistair to retain my throne, and in exchange I give you my support. If not, then tell me now. Done. So, we have a deal, Warden. I trust you'll keep your end of the bargain. Now, I suppose, comes the task of dealing with my father. That will be no small feat, of course, but I am certain you already know this. I imagine you have much to do. Is there anything else you needed from me? No. And while I know your concern is hardly disinterested, still, thank you.
Excuse me, the Lady Queen has summoned me to see to her unmentionables. Well, not much. Just, may I air that for you, my lady? She's brought a maid of her own to wait on her. I beg your pardon, sir, but I really can't be seen standing about.
This should be easy enough.
Indeed. Blood and damnation.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
Dwarven Crafts. Welcome back. Is there something else you'd like to look at? Only the finest crafts, straight from Orzammar. Every...
On it.
If it isn't the champion who succeeded in the quest for the Sacred Urn, I had not expected to see you so soon. I've written to the Chantry, telling them of your adventures. They are interested in having me lead an expedition. What do you think of that? I'm quite excited. You made this all possible. I could never thank you quite enough, but I'm certainly going to try. Here, take this reward. I want you to have it. It will certainly do more good in your hands than lying around in this dusty house, eh? And the Arl is in Denerim for the Landsmeet? I was relieved to hear that he is alive and well. It really is a miracle. And now, if you will excuse me, I have so much to prepare for. I wish Waylin was here to see all this.
Let's get started.
Begone!
Are these elves allow themselves to be herded together
Someone's
in
coming.
this filth?
Get away from me, you crazy knife ear! Is that a joke? Just leave me alone.
Spare a silver for a war veteran? Oh, Andraste, bless you, sir. I won't forget your face. No, I won't. Thank you, sir.
That is the tree of people, I
Really
believe.
so worried about
The
this plague?
Venedal.
Go home. Crowding around here is what will make you sick. Didn't the wedding teach you people anything? Nobody's coming here to help us. We have to help ourselves. How do you even know they're working magic? They could just be chanting.
I've got children at home. I can't wait out here for another day.
So go home. The best thing you can do for your children is not trust these charlatans.
Everyone remain calm. We will help as many as we can today, so long as we can do this in an orderly fashion.
Oh, you're helping us, are you, Shem? Like Valendrian and my Uncle Syrian, you helped them, didn't you? Helped them never to be seen again.
We've explained this to you before, girl. More whining will not persuade us to let you into the quarantine to carry plague back out to the alienage.
Quit trying to get us all killed, Shiani. Some of us have still got things to live for.
If this spell of theirs works, why are half the people they quarantine perfectly healthy? I don't believe it. Maker's breath. They said all the Grey Wardens died with the king. Everyone thought... Valendrian even held a funeral for you. Cousin, you have no idea the things that happened after your wedding. I'm babbling, aren't I? I'm so happy to see you.
You're married? You didn't mention that. Oh dear. Maybe you can tell me about this later.
So much has happened. It's good you're home. Well, maybe we should go somewhere so you can be sitting down when I tell you this. I know. You don't flinch from anything, cousin. But the Tevinters quarantined your father yesterday. I told him not to go to the hospice. Not one elf they've taken in there has come out again. Who knows what's become of them? I knew you'd do something, cousin. Make her watch over you.
You will go no further. Varys! Zerator! This one has the plague!
Take her to quarantine, then. We are far too busy to be spared.
Of course. Come this way, Elf.
The rest of you can go no further. There are no visitors allowed in quarantine.
We must get you inside before you spread this to others.
What's this?
We've got another one.
Wait. That's the one the Regent's looking for. One of the Grey Wardens. 5 sovereigns are the one who brings down the Warden.
Help us, please! We're not sick! Let us out of here! Thank you. I knew the things they said about you weren't true. It doesn't matter. It's obviously not true. I mean, you're here now, right? Helping your people. We're getting out of here. Andraste watch over you.
Right. This should be easy enough. Let's get started.
Go. Very well. There's nothing wrong with me. It's only a cold. It'll pass.
This should be easy enough.
We'll fix that.
As you wish. On it. Let's get started.
What's this? Another shipment already? Do we want... Wait. You're no Tevinter. Who are you supposed to be? Oh no! I heard of you! Attack!
This should be easy. On it. What is the meaning of this? We were told that there would be no interference from the authorities. You will regret this, you know. Believe it or not, we've been given dispensation to do our business here. The humans talk a great deal about how very wrong slavery is. But isn't it funny how quickly the smell of gold overcomes such ideals? So this makes us kin? Don't be a fool. I am Tevinter first, and a servant of the Minrathu Circle second. Those are the things that matter.
You can't just take people from their homes and sell them. It's despicable.
But enough. I am here to halt your slaughter, nothing more. I am no fool. I can see that you are capable. So be it. I will let Caladrius deal with you while I fetch the Regent's men. I suggest you leave while you still can. Trap!
Right ahead.
On it. On it.
Finished.
On it. Trap.
Hurry. It is done.
I am Caladrius, and you, I assume, must be the Grey Warden I've heard so much about. One can hardly get a word out of the Regent besides Warden these days. It's surpassed even gold in popularity. Yes, you would be curious about that, wouldn't you? I've heard that you're trying to erode Logain's support. It must be a difficult task, yes, like washing away a mountain. Perhaps you could use some help. Truth be told, there was always a limit to how long we were going to be able to operate here. We've paid for many of Logain's troops, but once the Landsmeet is done, we become inconvenient. So, here is my offer. 100 sovereigns from you for a letter with the seal of the Terran of Gwaren upon it, implicating him in all of this. Then, we leave a few days earlier than planned, with our profits and remaining slaves unharmed.
'Tis a reasonable enough starting offer.
So, do we have a deal? Even you must admit it's much better than resorting to barbarism, yes? Interesting. Oh, no, that won't do. These elves are worth... Well, the entire trip isn't profitable without them, I'm afraid. Have you anything else to suggest? Oh, a comedian. Let's settle this the hard way, then.
We're...
More enemies ahead.
It seems your reputation is an accurate one. I surrender. Were I to use the life force of the remaining slaves here, I could augment your physical health a great deal. Allow me to leave this place alive, and I would be more than happy to do this little service for you.
An interesting offer, if a tad messy.
Little service? He is talking of blood magic. Surely you would not consider such a thing. Most wise.
Then, I don't suppose you would consider just, letting me go? That's quite generous of you, considering your position. Many thanks.
My little girl, I didn't think I'd see you again.
When they said all the Grey Wardens died at Ostagar, I prayed they were wrong. Are you all right? What are you doing here? You're so like your mother. She'd be... well, proud really doesn't describe it. This isn't a good place to talk. Come to the house. There's something I should give you.
I shall do so.
Right. On it.
Cousin, you're amazing. Which I shouldn't say to your face because it'll go to your head, but it's true. Are you sticking around for a while? You're staying for dinner, aren't you? You'd better. I'll weasel a bottle of wine from Alarith and we can catch up. I'll hold you to that, cousin.
Oh, it's good to see you again, friend. You were so generous to me before, and these are... other veterans.
I'm an orphan.
Oh, and, an orphan. Please, my lady, can you spare some coin? Oh, you're too kind. Just too kind.
The Maker preserve you.
Long live the good sir!
This should be easy enough. On it. Let's get started.
By Andraste's burning britches, it really is you. I thought everyone was going crazy when they said you came back and sent those Tevinters running. Welcome home. Of course, just keep it quiet.
As you wish.
There she is! Now, no crowding. Let the good sir breathe. There are a lot of unfortunates in the alienage, sir. Many veterans, orphans, the diseased, and sad tales of all sorts.
I still don't have my parents.
Yes, sir. And poor Oli still doesn't have his parents. Anything you can spare would be appreciated.
After the riot, many people were left without a home, sir. Don't have a copper between us.
You're like a hero here, good sir. Oli and I hadn't eaten for a week before you showed up.
I, found it?
You aren't a real beggar.
All I heard was there was free coin over here. Fine.
Every one of us, except the one you rightly pointed out. All of us are unfortunates. So sorry, friend. Honestly, most everyone here has a sad tale. You've been good to me and Oli. They just heard of your good deeds is all. Huzzah! Huzzah for the hero of the Denerim!
All of us are eating tonight.
Let me get a look at you. Maker, don't they feed you, Wardens? You're all skin and bones. You hear that, Saurus? No, everything's fine. If it looks a little messy, it's because I had to pull up the floorboards to get this out for you. It belonged to your mother. I think you should have it now. I know you'll do great things. You already do. Sit down and eat something. Don't they feed Grey Wardens? You're all bones.
Let's get started.
We can't all be gallivanting about the house all day. Her Highness is here. Someone fetch the Queen some clean linens and be quick.
Ah, there you are. I was about to send out a search party. I've been hearing of a great commotion in the alienage. What exactly happened there? Make her forgive me. I should be appalled that such a thing could exist here. But I'm overjoyed you can implicate Loghain. We must end the civil war quickly. What the Blight does not corrupt in this land, politics surely will. The last of our allies have arrived in the city. We cannot delay any longer. I will call for the Landsmeet to convene. Bring Alistair and join me at the palace as soon as you are ready, Warden.
Indeed.
Indeed. So be it.
On my way.
Magic exists to serve man and...
And after much sweat, blood and toil, her labors ended, and the world marveled at what she wrought.
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world.